in all seriousness,
Please.
I looked at the film and he did step out of bounds, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there right now.
That's a big part of it.
But
What do you mean you're not going to go there right now? You just went there.
I mean, I know you did. I know you did, but
I stepped out of bounds?
I stepped out of bounds.
They don't even have that
I
camera
gotta
angle
stop.
of the
I
baseline
gotta
like
stop.
that.
All I know is I gotta stop.
Welcome to Out of Bounds. We are here for another NBA offseason podcast. We finally have the LeBron decision. Cleveland, no, this is not for you. Talents are not being taken to South Beach. But hold up, wait a minute. We going to Philly.
Philly.
I mean, I don't know who's we though. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
That's not we.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Damn right.
Nice.
Yeah, we got to get it on the pod somehow. That
No,
sound
it is.
effect.
It's gonna show now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's not the Discord recording.
Okay. Bet. That's
We're
good,
chilling.
that's
We're
good.
chilling. Anyway, go ahead.
But anyways, welcome to the podcast, guys. I got V, Shuzair, and Omkar here with me. Just immediate thoughts on LeBron, man. Pretty big decision here.
Well, I feel like it's only right. The closest thing we got to Shroot talks about it first. Go ahead, Omkar.
Yeah. I mean, as some of you guys know, LeBron is my GOAT. I became a Heat fan because of him, so I was kind of expecting like a little poetic return, but unfortunately, the Sixers got him. I blame the Celtics entirely. Like they're inventing new ways to fuck us over at this point. But I mean, it's going to be an interesting team. Like they have a great team on paper. We'll see if that translates to anything in the regular season, but time will tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the best spot for LeBron. I was actually checking the rosters for the other team. I think he would be a better fit. We really needed. We had a use case for him. We didn't have
So we,
yeah, we Omkar.
who's we?
It's we from 2026. But we really need a point guard, and I feel like we have a better defense than Philly that LeBron could have perfectly fit in. But I guess for him, he's just closer to the city, and he just has a better overall roster construction over in Philly, so he probably chose that. This should put them right behind Knicks, and pretty excited for him. I'm still rooting for him to get his fifth ring and then close out his career. Maybe he got 1 or 2 years to do that, and I think this the best team possible opportunity he has to do that.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not root for the, I mean, I guess unless, you have a team that has a chance to win the championship. That ain't me though. So I'm definitely rooting for LeBron to get his ring. I mean, yeah, it was the smartest basketball move. It was kind of predictable as soon as Jaylen Brown got there, but then also you had Rich Paul uploaded a whole ass interview with Bob Myers. And that was just kind of shady in and of itself. I don't know. But I think it makes sense. They got good management. They've got a great cast now. The bench is actually deeper than people think. I know people look at the starting five. I mean, the bench is not deep, but it's a workable bench, right? Yeah, and we'll get into the roster a little bit more, but I think this is where LeBron has chosen to clearly end his legacy. Now, he did sign a 2-year, $8 million. I do think, regardless of what happens, he will play both years. I don't think he's just gonna, cut it short and just end his career after this year. And he'll be 44 or something by then. So, there's a lot of things that have to go right still for them to win a championship or even get there. But I think we're going to shake things up a bit. If Philly fans were annoying before, they're going to be at a whole new level now. So get ready.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think out of all the places he could have gone to, I agree with you guys. I think basketball wise, this probably gives him the best chance to win. But I was still kind of shocked that he did it. Thinking of his career, obviously, I think when he went to the Lakers, I don't think he was fully intending to okay, I'm just going here because I think this is the best place for me to win a championship. I think that was kind of more like a, career move to set up his post playing stuff in LA, and he wanted to live close to his family and have his family out in LA. You could argue that LA was a lot of incentives other than just strictly winning a championship. And then obviously he got the championship, getting the trade for 80 and kind of building out that team. Um, and then, going back to that, like it was hard to kind of envision it, like obviously in Golden State, like he's friends with Draymond and seemingly like, him and Steph would have been like a fun duo to have. And like it's obviously close enough to his home in LA where like that could have been like the comfort choice. And obviously going back to Cleveland would have been a good option, going back to Miami, but I feel like this is the one where he just saw the roster and was like, okay, like, this is probably like the best chance I have to win a chip. Um, so I think that in itself like was a pretty interesting choice. Um, and we could kind of transition into like what Omkar was hinting at before, which we also didn't get to discuss on the pod, but yeah, we'll just discuss this briefly, then get back to talking about LeBron and the Sixers team. But the Celtics actually somehow trade Jaylen Brown to the 76ers for Paul George and picks. The Celtics get Paul George, a 2028 first round pick, a 2031 first round pick, and two second round picks. And the Sixers somehow land Jaylen Brown, which is just an insane trade out of, I mean, I think everyone kind of knew that once the Celtics missed out on Giannis, Jaylen Brown would have been upset because he was dangled in that trade or whatever. Um, but sending him to the Sixers like makes zero sense to me. Like, why would you actively help out a rival team? Probably this is the best return that they could have gotten for him, but I still feel like it might have made sense to get a lesser return and like send him to like a completely random team where you're not like actively competing with them. Um, but I mean, here we are, and then after that, like them Sixers getting Jaylen Brown, I think is a direct factor in LeBron looking at this team and being like, oh man, like they're like fully stacked. I'd want to go there now. Which is weird to say considering like he said Bronny's not a real NBA player or whatever. Um, but the past is the past, and I mean I don't know. LeBron's on this team now along with Jaylen Brown. But curious, what do you guys think about Jaylen Brown being on the team as well, rounding out that starting five?
I mean, at first I thought like Jaylen Brown had like a better market for him, but I think like it's not like the Luka Doncic trade where like the Mavericks were just like, oh, I need Anthony Davis, I'm just gonna trade with Lakers, nobody else was gonna know. They did try getting like more picks and like maybe like a better offer for him, but at this point, and I guess like they weren't like getting that, and like Brown was gonna start making I don't know 67 or 70 mil next year, and he's gonna want that extension, so. I think they wanted to get rid of him, and this was the best offer they got. But giving them the 76ers, like that would probably cost them in like the short run, maybe. But they still like probably got the best offer they can for Jaylen Brown out of this. And if you think about it, Jaylen Brown is pretty ball heavy as well. So I don't know like how he was gonna work out in the 76ers roster, and maybe like Celtics were like, this might not work out, and we're losing like the cap space. So let's just like do it. That's the only like plus thing I see like maybe Celtics thought of. But like yeah, Bob Myers like definitely jumped on this opportunity and like made a super team immediately.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I can see like why the Celtics wouldn't want to pay Jaylen Brown like $70 million when you're paying Tatum already on a max contract. But I just think like I don't know, they felt like very pressured to make that deal over the summer. I feel like if I was the Celtics, I would just let it kind of blow over like all the drama that happened. And try to trade him before the trade deadline, because that's where teams really get desperate. They give up a lot more like picks, they give a lot more players. But for the Celtics to like give not only give him up for basically chump change. I'm not saying Paul George isn't a good fit, but like they could have definitely got more for a Finals MVP caliber player. I just think that was like mismanagement, and not only that, but to a rival was a little bit crazy. Obviously, that domino was like the first thing to fall. LeBron wouldn't have gone to the Sixers if like that didn't happen. Um, but I don't know. I feel like that was a bad move by the Celtics. So,
Yeah, I think they really just wanted the Celtics just wanted to get the closest type of player to Jaylen Brown they could. It is a downgrade, of course, because it's Paul George, which by the way, we gotta give some credit to Paul George. Say what you want about him, but he's been part of some of the most blockbuster trades of all time. So I don't care how like bad he is now or how much he's like regressed since his peak. This guy has caused some like crazy teams to form. But I think ultimately like Jaylen Brown's also a very vocal player, right? So I think with this podcast and everything, and that's sort of like a newer aspect of the NBA culture. Um, players being very outspoken and having podcasts and be able to just like hop online and say their piece. Jaylen Brown's really pretty much does that daily. I think it just would not, w- um, you know, bode well for their team chemistry, and so they sort of just had to make a decision there. Um, but yeah, it is wild to send him right to your contender, especially the one you literally just blew a 3-1 lead to, which is insane. So, but I do feel like the Sixers probably had in mind that they weren't going to be done with just Jaylen Brown. I think Bob Myers is smart enough of an executive to think a couple steps ahead, and even if as they're looking for Jaylen Brown, thinking of LeBron, and sort of thinking of who else they can get. Um, so it's a blockbuster trade, for sure. I think probably the one of the highlights of the season. I mean, I would say the Kawhi trade would be a highlight too, but that's still kind of pending. But yeah, we'll get into a bunch of the the players on the roster, but I think it is a very stacked team, right? We've seen other teams that have been very stagnant and not work out well, like the Nets, with KD, Harden, and Kyrie. So we'll get into the nitty gritty of it. I think there is a good chance that it does work out, but certain things have to happen.
I just don't know
Yeah.
who's gonna play off ball. Like that's pretty much it. Like all five are pretty ball heavy.
Yeah. So I was taking a back seat, right? Like it's gonna be, and that might change on any given night. I think the best thing for LeBron is that he doesn't really have to worry about scoring ever. You got Tyrese Maxey, reliable. That's a 30-point per game. I mean, he's not going to be 30 points per game this season, but that's a 30-point per game score. Jaylen Brown is 30 points per game. Joel Embiid, if he's healthy, he's 30 points per game. All those guys are going to drop down to probably like 23, 24, or whatever the case is. VJ Edgecombe, I think, is going to be taking a backseat. I think he is going to have to really hone in on his defense because that is what they're going to need um, this upcoming season. They have some good defenders, like Jaylen Brown's a great defender. Joel Embiid, when he's healthy, is a good defender too. But yeah, I think VJ Edgecombe is gonna have to be that glue.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I look at this team, like I think they're starting five, like, and we could talk about it right now. Like they probably have like the best starting five in the league. Like I'm trying to think through like who would even compete with them. Assuming it's Maxi, Embiid, uh, Brown, Edgecombe, and LeBron. Like
That's crazy.
that's yeah, that's like a pretty solid like starting five, right? Like their worst, like no matter who you think is the worst out of Embiid, Brown, Maxi, or LeBron, that's pretty much like an all-star level player, which like I don't think any other team has like, in the league. Um when I look I mean, I think it's super key that they managed to sign guys like Dean Wade and Anthony Simons. Like those two guys are probably going to be huge for them. Um, on top of like outside of that, like their roster is probably like a little bit weak. They did sign like KCP in like the what is it the waiver or like he forced a buyout or whatever, and he's gonna sign there. And they did draft Lebron, so
LeBron.
he's gonna be
LeBron.
so he's gonna be probably like play a small role for them. I think the main issue I see with the roster though is there's just like a lot of pressure on Embiid. Because outside of him, like they don't really have like a backup at center. I think right now, like I'm looking at the roster, is just like Adam Bona and like Dominic Barlow maybe. He's more of like a forward, but like outside of Embiid, they don't really have anything at center. So I think in the regular season, like I wouldn't be surprised if they really like, limit the minutes of Embiid and LeBron and just kind of like try to keep them healthy for the playoffs. Meanwhile, like Jaylen Brown, Tyrese, and VJ can kind of play a lot during the regular season and like kind of carry them. Um, but I don't know. I still think like that depth is a little bit of a concern, and obviously with Embiid, like the health is, like I think a lot of it relies on Embiid's health, right? Which hasn't been like the most reliable thing. Um, so like although it is like probably the best team LeBron could be a part of, he is like kind of betting on something that's like you know not the easiest thing to bet on for most people. Like we've been talking about that for the Sixers like forever.
Yeah, it's a little dubious. I think people are thinking like obviously the roster on paper looks great, but like you said, they're gonna probably be resting LeBron to a certain extent, Embiid as well. I don't think this is a team that's gonna suddenly win like 65 games or something. Like they'll be lucky to probably get 60. I think they'll probably reach 60, or just hover around there probably, but again, like it's they're still a lot of other great teams in the NBA, and really like playoff time is what we are really going to look for with this team. Ultimately, that's what's going to matter because they're going to get into the playoffs. They're probably going to be like a top 3, 4 seed. Um, but again, you still got the Thunder, you still got the Spurs. There's teams in the East, right? You have to go through the defending champs probably. So, they still got their work cut out for them. You know, it is LeBron ultimately. I think like where he shines at this age is his playmaking and his just like knowledge and IQ. And I think with players like Maxi, Edgecombe, just like quick players. One of Maxi's like favorite things is like cut back door. And we've seen so many different plays where Embiid's like feeding him the ball in those instances. And that's LeBron's like bread and butter too. So I'm curious to see how that sort of like works out. I do think even with like outside of the resting, they are going to stagger that starting five lineup. Yet they maybe start with that every game or whatever the case is. But I think they'll probably sub out people more than we think. It never really works out that well when you have that many caliber, that high a caliber player, level of players on the court at the same time. And if you think about it, right, like if you do stagger these players, then you've got like VJ coming in with the second unit, or you've got like maybe Embiid, not Embiid, he's probably going to play a good amount, but maybe you got like at times Tyrese coming in with the second unit. Like you can make so many different lineups when you have this amount of good players. So I think like if Nick Nurse is you know um sort of I guess experimenting. It's going to take some experimenting. That's what the regular season is going to be for. Then come playoff time, we can see some pretty cool matchups.
Yeah, I'm curious where you guys think like this team stacks up now like against the rest of the East. Um I mean like looking at the Knicks obviously is kind of like the biggest competitor. They've obviously just won the championship. They did lose Mitchell Robinson, which is like a huge blow for them. Um but like do you guys think like this Sixers team is better than the Knicks, or would you still kind of give the Knicks the edge there? And then like I guess another team in the mix is like assuming the Kawhi deal goes through. I think the Raptors will be pretty good. Um, but I think the main difference I see between those teams and the Sixers is like I think the like in the playoffs, like you have to be able to defend well. And I think the Raptors and Knicks can probably like ascend to a level of defense that I don't know if the Sixers can. Especially like if they're starting like a front court of like LeBron and Embiid, like that's not gonna be like the best defensive, front court there. Um, and then like, I guess Jaylen Brown is like probably on paper their best defender, but I don't know if he's been like that kind of lockdown guy. I think he'll need to step into more of that role. And like Maxi is not a good defender. Obviously, he's a bit small, and like Edgecombe is like up and down. I think he's also like a little bit small, but like has the athleticism to defend. So I think that's like probably just like my biggest concern. And then you have like again guys like Dean Wade and Simons like coming off the bench, right? There's no like real like defensive stalwarts on that team. Um, so I don't know, can that win in this era? I don't know. Um, but yeah, curious what you guys think about just comparing those teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think defense is obviously like one of the biggest question marks. Again, like also Jalen Embiid needs to be playing. It's like kind of hard to evaluate this team. Like they're one team theoretically, like on paper, they could be the best team in the league, like if everything works out. But there is too much of like variability with Embiid, even LeBron himself. Like he's been healthy and knock on wood his whole career, but he is 42 and he's going to be playing a lot with taking the load off of Embiid. So it's hard to really say like, oh, they'd be better than the Knicks, they'd be better than a lot of these contenders. But if everything does work out, I could see them being right there. But what the Knicks' strengths are is like they have a lot of chemistry. They have a lot of like they just like know where each other's going to be. They know their spots. But if Embiid, if LeBron missed the games, that's going to be like a to the detriment of the Sixers. So for me, I think it's like, yeah, everything could work out and they could end up being, they could end up running the East. But for now, I think the Knicks are clearly above them. So it's hard for me to say they're better than them.
Knicks just have a complete roster. All they lost was like Mitchell Robinson, and they have like young players too. So I don't think this puts 76ers above them. Plus, like, I don't know where the chemistry off ball and all that's gonna come up. Like, even the Knicks, like, they didn't win it last year. That was their first time together when they got like Mikal Bridges and everyone like a full team. This team basically, what we're hoping they would be is like the Brooklyn Nets the first time they had like Kyrie, KD, and James Harden all play. They really balled out, but yes, obviously injuries. But I don't know if they're on that level or like 2017 Warriors when KD joined them, but that team already existed. So I don't think like the chemistry is there right now, and this is like a pretty an older team as well. The only difference I do see is they have like rookie like VJ and Maxi. They're pretty young compared to other super teams like you throw like the Nets or the Lakers in like the later years where they just got like old players together and try to make something work. So they do have that with them, but I still don't think this off-ball thing is going to work. So I would still rank the Knicks above them, but I still think this puts them about like the Heat, the Celtics, and the Raptors, and possibly the Pacers as well.
Whoa, buddy, don't put the Raptors up there yet. Kawhi's still in LA.
You don't know.
We don't know, bro. It would be so funny if the trick doesn't go through for whatever reason. Um, yeah, I think in the East, yeah, again, they're gonna be a top 3 seed. It's not gonna be like some total domination, like I said before. Um, when you're a defending champion like the Knicks, it's not just about showing the world that you won a title together. It's you have that playoff experience, you have the chemistry. Um, this roster is gonna have to learn that chemistry, and that's gonna take time. And we've seen so many times before where it takes like at least one season minimum to really get that chemistry together. I think what they have going for them is that this is like the first summer in a while where Embiid has been fully healthy, and he has been working out, and so he's starting off the season not like coming off surgery or coming off like an injury like that. So I think he probably will play a little bit more. They're gonna restrict him, of course, but I think that's one of the good signs for them. Um, but ultimately, you know, playoff time is what really matters. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a team that can get to the playoffs, like for sure. If they get in like the 6 or 7 seed, they'll be able to do something. But I don't know. I'm just like looking now. Embiid's played 39 games in 23, 19 games in 24, and then 38 games last year. So I just don't know like how low of a seed they can be. If they end up playing the Knicks in the first round, like I can see the Knicks kind of beating them. So it's going to be a lot dependent on the regular season. But like I said earlier, like on paper they could be great. It's just very hard for me to say that they would be anything like more than that with Embiid doing this the past 3 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's so difficult to envision, man. I mean, I could see a situation where like they end up like the 4 seed or something just because like I don't know, like I mean the pit like see for example like a team like the Pistons, like I don't think they'll be that competitive in the playoffs, but like in the regular season, like assuming they get Dern back or something, like
Yeah.
they'll still be a problem and they'll probably still win like 50 plus games. Obviously I think the Knicks will win 50 plus games. The Cavaliers, similar to like the Pistons, I don't think they'll do much in the playoffs, but like in the regular season, like I'm sure they have like a team of like 4 all-stars or whatever, like they can also do like get like 50 wins. The Raptors is also there, which assuming Kawhi goes through. And then like, I mean, I don't know. I think the Celtics like ceiling is definitely capped now, but like they still got like some weird like thing going on there where like if Paul George plays like and he's not like completely out the entire time, and like you get like a healthy Tatum back, like they could probably also be around that range. Predicting the seeding is like so hard,
Yeah.
but I think like in terms of the playoffs, like I would still probably give the Sixers like behind the Knicks, like they probably have like the highest ceiling, I think, in the playoffs for sure. Um, but I don't know. It's not as easy as it seems because you have a lot of dudes that have never been there, right? Like I think the joke with Embiid is he's never made a conference finals, bro. So like expecting him to go like, okay, they decided LeBron and his team, expecting him to be like, okay, now go win the finals. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that, you know? Like
Yeah.
um I know Jaylen Brown has done it. Like he's the one guy, him and LeBron are like the two guys on like the team that have like, won a championship. And then like, Embiid
Whoa,
and
bro! Don't forget
DJ.
KCP.
Oh yeah, whatever. KCP, yeah. But yeah, I mean they have some experience and stuff, but it's a lot of guys that haven't been there before, so that'll take like a little bit of adjusting. And there is pressure. I mean, there is once you have LeBron on your team at this age, like there's pressure to win, bro. Like they gotta answer that call fast. Um so curious. I'm interested to see what'll happen, but you guys got anything else on the Sixers and the East before we move on to some other transactions?
No, I think just time will tell, kind of thing.
Yes, sir. All right, let's move on to some of the moves that we didn't get a chance to discuss. Oh man, I wish they would have done this when we had that other pod. The second that pod ended, the
Literally.
Lakers, the ex-LeBron team decided to make moves. And I know they lost a lot of fans from all the LeBron, fans moving on and whatnot, but um the first move that they make, they land Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz in a massive, massive sign and trade. Um, we got to talk about what the Jazz got back because I don't think I've ever seen such a return for a sign and trade. Now, you guys could convince me if maybe I'm wrong, but like for a sign and trade, bro, normally it's like one pick. They have unprotected picks in 2031 and 2033 and swaps in 2028 and 2030, bro. That's four first round picks. Like all is unprotected.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is all of the draft capital in like the Luka era, bro. Like this is it.
Yeah. Like they're kind of going all in a little bit. Like
Yeah, I mean, they're
Dude,
doing
it
that,
is
but like,
all in.
what advanced analytic are they looking at that like Walker Kessler is the answer
I'm not
to
gonna
the next
lie.
like 5 years?
I did
I don't
not
know.
know he was like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I know he was like good, I guess. I did not know like his stock was that high.
I still don't know if he is. I mean, I don't get it.
No, but Luka teams, that's what you look for, right? He showed you what he can with the Dallas Mavericks run. When you give me a good center, he's gonna throw in lobs. Like that's what he needs. Lakers been trying that for the past 2 seasons. And I guess they were just like, okay, Walker Kessler, like he's gonna be like the perfect fit for Luka. I don't know if this puts them above the edge, but I can see why they tried to do that. Like they need a good center, and that was probably the best center available. And he's young, so he can probably just like they can go the next 5 years with that combo if it works out.
Bro, he's gonna
Um,
get yammed on by AJ DeBonso. He's become a highlight reel.
I'm dead. I mean, he's a good defender. I think like in my opinion, like I agree with you. Like I think it's probably like the best center that they could have gotten. I just like don't understand how like for example like with the money that he's making he is very clearly has to be like the third best player on like what is an aspiring championship team, and like while I think he's very good I probably view him as like a fourth or fifth starter on like a team like that. um I mean, he's now making like 30 million on an ascending contract. It's gonna be 30 million this year, 31 million, 33 million, 34 million. And then he'll be an unrestricted free agent, right? Um, I don't know, man. I just like I see what your point is about the Dallas Mavericks, but I think that was like a different story because they kind of had like two or three like role playing level centers that were just athletic and could catch lobs versus like putting all their eggs in like one basket. And I think like that's like where their issue kind of comes in. I mean, like the past year he averaged like 14 points per game and he's like a pretty good defender. So I can see why he's commanding like this much money. Plus he's like that young. Like the centers are valuable right now. Like centers just make a lot of
Yeah.
money. That's just how it is, but like he did not like really play. Wait, what am I tripping? Did he play like did he like barely play this year?
Dude, I did
yeah,
not
yeah,
watch a
Yeah,
that
what
single
was
Jazz game.
bruh.
that was
Bruh.
intentional.
He didn't play?
It's like 5 games.
Bro. Oh yeah. I remember seeing that in the
Bruh,
beginning.
that's
Yeah,
diabolical.
that makes it even worse, bro. Like it was
Yeah,
injured?
I agree. That makes it so much worse.
I
Because
mean,
like
what was
now
his
you put
injury though?
all this, he tore his labrum.
Oh shit. Okay, well, that's important.
Left shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Shoulder stuff
Yeah,
is
like he did
shaky.
average 14 points in those 5 games, but like, bruh, like, dude, like
Dude, he's on
I
some
don't know, man.
Embiid
It's just
shit,
too much
bro.
value to give up, man. It's
He's
too
on
much
some
value to give
Embiid
up.
shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, like that's what it's to me. Like I don't know. You guys are saying he's probably the best center on the market available for trade, but it's like on paper he is, but I don't really know what he does. He might be a good defender, but what Luka really needs is like a lob threat, and I think more of a mobile defender, not like a interior paint guy. You know,
Yeah.
someone that can like stretch out to the three, more of like a Bam kind of archetype. So I don't know. For me, it just feels like the Lakers were desperate to make a move and just like satisfy Luka, but I don't know if it'll work out. It seems very risky.
I mean, one of the biggest things, right, I think, is now the team is Luka's. Um and that's sort of what he needs. When you have LeBron on your team, you sort of just play through LeBron. That's just kind of how it works. And so now that he has like the reins, he can sort of play maybe more freely like he did in Dallas. And that could work out for them. But again, like it's just I don't know. I'm not really feeling the Lakers like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through like the other free agents to see like who they could have gotten.
I mean, there's still
I
some
guess like
free agents on
Mitchell.
the market, bro. They should have signed Russ.
Hey,
Dude, he might not get
I mean,
signed
if
at
they're
this rate.
yeah, he might go overseas at this point.
that'd be terrible, bro. But yeah, you guys might be right.
I mean, aside from Walker, I probably wouldn't like Mitchell Robinson. It wasn't a great center class this offseason, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they should have been that desperate to offload a bunch of like unprotected picks and then sign him to that much money, especially coming off a 5-game season. That doesn't really seem like the smartest move. More of a risk.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part, bro. I don't think you can give up this many draft picks. Like signing him to the contract, I think is okay. Cause like outside of those, like Reeves, Luka, and Kessler, like they're not really paying anybody. Um, but yeah, I mean they like kind of revamped this team around like so. In addition to Kessler, like they have Quentin Grimes signed to like a pretty long term deal. They signed Sandro Mamukusha. They have Jared
What
Vanderbilt
the hell?
still. They added Colin Sexton. Um, and that's about it, I guess.
Bro, this is about to be the funniest lineup ever. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's too many picks to give up for sure.
I don't know
Yeah,
where the defense is gonna come from. Marcus Smart?
No, Marcus Smart gone, bro.
Oh, he's also
Yeah,
gone?
he's
They
gone.
just went all
Yeah,
white?
bro. Marcus Smart was like actually somehow surprisingly good for them last year, and like
Yeah.
losing him is just like another,
Where is he now? He's in the
L.
Rockets?
Yeah, he's
I
on
think
the
the
Rockets.
Rockets. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
No, you're right. Like, where is the defense going to come from? Like imagine you come down the court and then you see Luka and Austin Reeves like at the top of the horn. Like, I think
You
if you're
start
a
you
guard,
start
you're going to
laughing.
go right at them. Yeah, it's like and then you pull up Walker Kessler and pick and roll. If he drops, it's like I
Yeah,
don't know. It
I
just
mean, I
seems like
guess
food for any
they got
other team.
Vando and Colin Sexton. That's like what they're defenders for the most part. Like I don't
yeah.
really see anything else.
Yeah. I don't know.
Bro, we saw like when the Jazz had like Rudy Gobert, who was like DPOY for like
Yeah.
4 times in a row.
What a
When
time.
they didn't have any perimeter defenders, their
Yo.
defense sucked. And that's with Rudy, bro. Like prime Rudy back
Yeah,
there.
that was before Ludi. That was Rudy, bro.
Yeah, that was Rudy.
That was Rudy with the hard R.
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, it's so what are we thinking? Like, you think the Lakers are gonna be a playoff team, like low seed? What are we thinking here?
Definitely playoff
I mean,
team. They can probably make like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna be the
I
same as
see
last
no
year.
reason why they won't work in the regular season. This team, like maybe playoffs, like no defense, whatever. But
Yeah,
regular season, they can definitely get to like 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to
they're
think. But
yeah. I was gonna say like their offense should be enough to carry them, but like I don't know if they'll be able to do anything on defense at all. Like they might score 135, give up 130 over the season. Let's see.
yeah, for real. And yeah, the advantage they have is like I don't think there's any team below them that's gonna be like insanely better. Like no one in the West like really made like a huge move like that. I guess Minnesota like reshuffled their team, but like just because they reshuffled the team and like got LaMelo, I don't think that necessarily means like they could overtake the Lakers in the standings. Um, you still have I mean, Lame Time is gonna come back.
Oh, lame warrant. Lame
But
warrant.
Lane
Let's
Warren is
go.
crazy.
yeah, I mean, I guess they'll like I don't know what's going on there. The Suns probably gonna be worse. I mean, if Clippers actually trade Kawhi, I think they'll definitely be worse. And then like the Warriors is like the Warriors, same
Dude, we were
thing.
already bad.
Um, yeah, I know, but if you have not Kawhi there, you guys probably are not gonna make the play-in. Um,
Oh, not make the
I'm
play in?
trying to see.
Yeah, there's a high chance that we don't make the play in. That's
I mean,
crazy.
I think your Utah is gonna be nice this year, bro. Like Utah not
Yeah,
getting to like 30 wins. Like Utah might actually get to like close to 40 wins, bro. Like
damn,
they have
40.
quadruple J. They have Darren Peterson. Like
Ace
I think
Bays.
they'll be pretty good. Yeah, Ace Bailey. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. I guess I should just prepare myself mentally for this like friggin' 12th seed.
Yeah, I mean, and then I don't know. The Pelicans could always do better. Dallas, if Kyrie or come back, I don't.
No, they can't, bro.
Oh yeah, you guys saw that Shams bomb today, Draymond.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
he's
Draymond back
back
with the
for 1
Warriors.
year, 27 million. Yeah, I think that's like the first nail in the coffin. I think like he's done after this. Like,
I think the
you think he's
Warriors
gonna?
are
I
done
don't think
after
he's gonna
this.
go. I don't think he's gonna go to another team. I think he's just gonna retire,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on their last legs, man.
which is
Mhm.
crazy.
Bro, we say that every year.
Okay, yeah, but this is like different though. This is like Draymond's like 45, Steph is like 42, and then like
40.
yeah, it's like bro, they have no one on their team. Jimmy Butler's just like getting
Getting
a
really
haircut.
old.
He's not even gonna play this season probably. And then like what they just have like randoms, bro.
They re-signed Al Horford to a 2-year fully guaranteed contract. So I don't know
Man,
what ages they're
I
looking
do
at.
not give a
Such an
single
old team, man.
crap about
Yeah.
Al Horford. This is a fucking retirement home right now.
Oh yeah, and another surprising move. The Lakers also, for some reason, traded DeAndre Ayton, who's like not like the greatest center, but
No.
like he's like at least decent enough to be a backup. So like you could have done the Walker Kessler deal and had Ayton coming off the bench or whatever, been like, okay, at least like our center rotation is solid now. Like it went from like just Ayton and like mid after him, or I guess Jackson Hayes, to like now you have Kessler and Ayton. At least like okay, our center rotation is like solid. They didn't even do that, bro.
I mean, was he making like money? Like hello money? Maybe they just didn't want to pay him.
No, bro, he was making like eight, like probably like what, like 8 million.
No, but he was
Like,
like
well, who
really
else is
sad.
making 8 million?
I guess he was really bad too though in the playoffs. Like he kind of like lost
Yeah.
hope. So
Yeah, he was making like 8 million. That's crazy.
What do you say,
Like I
Luis?
just feel like you can't be a bad center with like Luka and LeBron on the team. Like that's just like that
He's
means like
shown
you're
that you
like
can. You can definitely be case in point DeAndre Ayton. Oh my god.
I knew that was gonna fail, man. He just don't got it, bro.
He's not a dog, bro. He just does not have it in him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like
Let's
that's like
see.
we missed a lot of good trades after the last pod, but there weren't like that many of them. Did we
Yeah,
talked
there
about the
weren't that
Kawhi
many.
one, right? What I mean,
Yeah, we talked about Kawhi. Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
I mean, we just briefly mentioned like the whole thing's weird, man. The whole aspiration thing. Apparently it was like basically the team's decision to stop going forward with the trade because of like legal liabilities and stuff. So I mean, we still don't even know our full roster yet. I think like, and we're not that far away from preseason, so I hope that gets figured out soon. But like the thing is like these sorts of like lawsuits and cases like these things take time, like a lot of time. So I think there's a pretty good chance we have Kawhi uh to start the season, which is gonna be very weird.
I mean, does that change things though? Like, do you feel like if you have Kawhi back, like you're gonna be a contender this year or what?
Oh,
Like this,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
yeah,
I mean, I know he's coming off one of his best offensive seasons, but I think ultimately, like mentally, he's checked out. Like he thought he was going to Toronto. I don't know how he didn't think this would be a factor or anyone else throughout that process of the trade. But maybe they just like forgot about it. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be you know what? I think he's gonna go back to his old ways. I'm calling it now. He's gonna load
oh,
manage the hell out of this season. We are not
Yeah,
gonna
I
see
think if
that
he's on the
man.
Clippers, I don't think he's gonna play.
Yeah,
I
we are
agree.
not seeing that man on the court for more than 10 minutes a game.
Agreed. I don't even think he's gonna play at all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like my take on it is like I feel like the league will let the trade go through at some point. Although like it might get weird for a minute. Because I don't know, he's just like been associating with the Raptors now. Like, bro, he's like showing up to like their summer league games and he's like hanging out with the Raptors like players and
Yeah.
stuff. So like I think that would be crazy, like if he was doing all that and like didn't think it was gonna happen. But I think the pause that happened was because like as they tried to file the trade, I think the league just told the Raptors like, oh, if he gets punished, like you guys are gonna have to take the punishment. Which makes sense. I mean, you're
Yeah.
suspending the player, like the Raptors are gonna have to eat that suspension, right? Like the Clippers
Yeah.
are not gonna have to eat
Once they
like
don't have him, yeah. But like
I mean,
I
they're gonna have other
oh
punishments,
yeah,
but
because they have their own.
Kawhi's suspension is yeah.
But that I get that's if Kawhi is found like liable. So I mean, but like to my knowledge, like it wasn't the league that
Brother
stopped the
liable.
trade.
He did it, bro. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to say.
He
he was
definitely
definitely
did it.
planting those
He's
trees, bro.
guilty.
Um, but like to my knowledge, like it wasn't the league that stopped it. It was basically like other teams realized like, oh, there's this problem, so they sort of like just well, I guess mainly the Raptors didn't want to go forward with it until they knew what was gonna happen. So, um, yeah, I think he's basically there. I think we just go through with it at this point. Like I really don't care about like the aspiration stuff. Um, like it is what it is. It's gonna ruin the vibes, I think, for both teams. I don't think Brandon Ingram's gonna want to even like he's got traded, right? So like I don't think he's gonna want to be in Toronto either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's very rare that like it gets walked back. Like I feel like it'll just go forward.
Is that mainly everything?
Oh, bruh, we missed a huge one, bro. The
Oh no.
Hawks got Lou Dort.
Oh
The end of
no.
the
How could
Dort.
we? How could we?
The end of the Dort era,
The end
bruh.
of the Dort era. Raj, what happened with Lou Dort, bro?
I mean, I don't know. I think the trade was kind of anticipated. Mainly because like I mean, see, right now like the second apron thing is going on, like n- pretty much every single NBA team has avoided the second apron. Like the Knicks just won the championship. That's like half the reason they don't have Mitchell Robinson on the team. They're not trying to go into the second apron. Um, you could argue that teams like the Knicks, the Thunder, and the Spurs should be doing it, which I kind of agree with. But I think Lou Dort has a few other reasons to be traded. The other issue is like in his spot, you kind of have like guys like Kaysen Wallace and AJ Mitchell like kind of knocking on the door of his spot, and it's hard to fully let them develop or get their shine to play when you have like a veteran established starter like Lou Dort has been there for like 7 years. Like it's hard to just tell that guy like, okay, you go to the bench now and let like Kaysen Wallace start over you. Like
Yeah.
Kaysen is good and probably better than Dort at this point, but at the end of the day, it's still like a guy in his third year versus like a 7 year established, like tenured veteran. And same thing for AJ Mitchell, right? And I think like, I don't think the Thunder would ever admit that it's like a basketball reason. But like in the back of their minds, I feel like it kind of is because you kind of limit those two guys' development without it, right? And now all those minutes open up. You can play Kaysen, you can play AJ as much as they should, and you can probably like I don't know exactly who they'll start in his spot, but um, I don't know. I think it marks a shift for the Thunder. Like if they put like I think they have a chance to be a little bit more offensive minded now, without Dort there. So pretty interesting trade.
Let's see. Regardless, league's gonna be very interesting this next season. We always think like, oh, the off season's not gonna be as good as the last one, or gonna shake things up as much as the last one, but we're always proven wrong. So, um, new teams, new rosters, new loyalties, through, but nonetheless, oh my god, I'm gonna hate seeing Vishal and Omkar root for the same team, bro. Ugh,
Let's go.
God, it is what it
I
is.
mean, you
The
might as well
power
just be a Heat
balance,
fan at this point.
huh?
You might as well be a Heat fan at this point. There's nothing to root for over
Hell
there.
no. The
I'm just
power
saying.
balance has been tipped, bro. Bro, as long as we have Lakers fans in our group, I have to balance it out and be a Clippers fan,
It's
no
good
matter
Who's
going.
the
what.
Lakers fan, bro?
The
Just
Lakers fan
Ayush?
like Ayush.
Yeah, I was
Oh
That's
asking
like a
that.
straight
yeah.
jump ship
I mean,
immediately.
Samut low key, but not really. So I guess just Ayush.
Nah, he said he
Oh,
jumped
now
ship.
Sam with true test
Oh
of loyalty, bro.
yeah, that's true. But he was a Lakers fan in the Dark Ages as well, right? I
I
thought
mean, I
that's when
think
he
he just
started.
liked Lonzo Ball, bro. I think he just
Oh,
liked Lonzo, and they
Yeah.
drafted Lonzo. That
that's
was pretty
true.
much it.
That is true. I don't know. We'll see. I just like. I think for me, I've been a team fan of this team for so long. I just like, yeah, I'm a fan, but I just like do not care as much anymore. I just do not like until we like create a roster that's worth rooting for. Like, yeah, I'll root for them. I want them to win every game that I watch, but like, I'm more interested in just like the story of the NBA. I think like when your team's that bad, and you're just like disappointed over and over by them, you just like, how long are you going to just like feel bad about it? Like, I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is you guys got a lot of draft capital in that trade. If it does go through, you probably just have to hope whatever aspiration penalty isn't like some crazy thing where they just like take away all those draft picks.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
Um,
They trade Kawhi. Kawhi leaves, and they keep the draft picks. We get punished double fold. Ugh, bro, that's crazy though. Kawhi really tried to flee the country to escape
that's
this
genius, bro.
lawsuit. It is
Bro,
pretty
Yeah.
smart.
Kawhi is so guilty, bro. He
He's
like
so
changed his
guilty, bro.
management or whatever too. Like apparently like when he was doing his last like free agency, like his uncle Dennis or whatever and the other guy were
That's
like
so
asking
shady.
teams like, "Yo, who's gonna pay us under the table?" And apparently, I mean, I was listening to that guy Pablo Torre like podcast or whatever, and he was saying that like yeah, like these guys were going around asking other teams that. And back when it happened, the Raptors told the NBA like, "Bro, this is happening. This is what they're asking us." And I don't know, they didn't do anything about it then or something like, or they didn't think about it twice then. But like that's like I guess part of the reason. I don't know. It's just like weird, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, man.
But I'm looking at the Clippers roster. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing. Like, they have like some few like young players. You know, like they'll have obviously Darius Garland. Like they drafted what's his face, Keaton Wagler, so he'll be there. You know, they just signed Rui. They might have Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick and stuff. So and
Yeah,
all these
we
random guys.
we still got
And
Benedict Mathurin. Like, it's just a cacophony of like a bunch of different like players, and then we're just like throwing a bunch of stuff into the pot and seeing what happens.
yeah,
But
You guys still have Brook Lopez on your team?
dude, I hope that's my
yes,
favorite
That's
player.
crazy. He's 45 years old, bro. Give
he
it up.
signed for $10 million.
No
my
way, is
God.
that true? Wait, 1 year?
Okay.
No way.
Uh, yeah, he's there, man. Oh, it's a club. It's a team option that they picked up, I guess.
What the?
That sounds like a trade waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Salary filler.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
They're
Bro.
about to trade him into oblivion.
Back to the Bucks or to the Heat.
Let's not do that.
Ooh,
I'm good on
yeah.
that.
Beach is hype, bro, to recreate the Giannis Brook Lopez defense, bro.
Bro, I just need one
Jeez.
guard. That's it. Just one guard.
You have David Mitchell.
Yeah, but
Yeah, where
I just feel like
you have
the
Donovan Mitchell?
backcourt is just like a little too weak right now to compete in the East.
You guys have good defense though. Like regardless of your offensive, woes this season potentially, which is not going to be that much. Like your defense should be pretty locked down. Even like Andrew Wiggins is like a pretty good defender.
All right. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good here unless you guys got anything else. Nice light
No,
off-season pod.
not
I'm trying to think when we'll
particularly.
even do something next. Like if something major happens or
I mean, I guess it would be the preview. No, we could do like a quick
yeah.
5 minute segment once the Kawhi thing goes down. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any major moves will happen in the off-season again. Is the thing.
Nah.
Like some stuff has to happen.
The LeBron thing was the peak, I think. Now we just wait,
Yeah.
and then we'll do our preview. We'll let you guys, know what our, predictions are for the playoffs. That'll be fun because we're gonna come back to that at the end of the season, like we did this season. So it was a fun time. And yeah, but until then, still got a little bit of time till basketball season. A lot of sports are gonna be starting soon. All right,
Thanks for
that's
listening,
it.
fans. We'll
Good
miss you,
pod.
fans, till next season.
We'll miss you guys. 2 months, come back, and yeah, that's all we got. Let's go Sixers! Woohoo! Okay, I guess not.
Peace.
Perfect.